just because. So we're going to go on and officially get started. And again, I want to apologize for last Thursday. Annette and I just had a conflict in schedule, and one of us couldn't be here. So we had to postpone. I kind of sent an email out late because I think it didn't go out till this morning. So I don't even know if Annette got an opportunity to communicate with some of the people that she communicates with. So it'll just be the three of us. And I promise I won't bore you guys through this whole thing. Um, I just I, I have some notes here I wanted to go over. We got some real cool things happening with Forever Phoenix. I don't know if you guys have seen the new logo and the new branding. That was kind of like phase one. We worked on that pretty much through the lockdown, just saying, hey, let's take the time and work on some rebranding things. So we took the opportunity to get the logo redone, get the labeling done on a number of the bottles. We haven't got it done on all the products yet, but we're working on that. And what we're going to be doing now is working on putting an online portal together. And this will just allow us to just be able to reach more people across the country and then eventually globally. It really doesn't affect us because, we're here in the city. If you guys need some, you can always run to the office, but there are a number of people that we can help that are in, other states across the country, Canada, and even some other places. So we should have the site done within the next 30 days. That's the goal. I really want to get it up and running by the end of September and move forward. I've been doing a lot of podcasts. I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to listen to any of them, but I'm looking at doing one of those a week and keeping that going. So there's just a number of things that we're doing on the company front to kind of expand a little bit more of what we've been doing. So this year, one of the things I was going to talk to you guys, and I don't know if you guys are going to be okay discussing, but I've been doing some reflecting, like the first 6 months of this year, and kind of like just looking at where I started off all the way to where I am right now, in preparation for putting this together for our village gathering. I was going through my journal notes, and I'm just like, wow, because I've been documenting things all throughout the first 6, 7 months of this year, and going back to see what I wrote like in January, February, kind of outlining some goals, some things that I want to do, and seeing where I am now. I can see within myself just a progression, even through all this mess, just a progression of, okay, Ace, you're getting into stride, you're getting into some momentum. And again, despite the chaos, things are still coming together. Have you guys had an opportunity to do that, or do you do it monthly? Have you guys done that within for yourselves this year at all?
Well, I guess for me, I've noticed since each year around this, I guess around July, I've progressed like slightly differently.
Okay.
Like I remember last year I had got a brand new car, and but this year I was finally able to move out. So it seems like even in like what's happening, I'm still able to, I guess, work on myself and progress.
Okay. All right. Sam, you want to add anything to that?
Well, I think that even though this, may seem to be an unfortunate thing that's happening, it has allowed me more time for myself. And so I've been able to have more time for more conversations with my family, my spiritual family.
Okay.
And they, within the last, I could say at least couple of months, because I have been, I need more time to work out as a single mom of two young children. It's always kind of hard to find time. And it was there, but I couldn't find it. But since everything has slowed down and having the community discussions, reminding me to ask for help and not try to do everything myself, not in the physical help, but in the spiritual sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they've been doing it. They've been working for me. Things have been changing. Things are working and moving in the direction that I've been wanting them to move into. I would say over the last maybe year or so.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because just going back and I like the fact that I've been just journaling. I don't do it every day, but I do it as often as I can, week to week. Sometimes I feel that we get caught up in everything that's going on outerly, like you said, Sam. We don't like really realize all the things that are working for us, like personally. And at times we need to just take a pause and just do some self-reflecting and celebrate the fact that even though 2020 is going to be a memorable year, a year of a lot of polarities that are surfacing, we've been like individually, we've been good. We've been just getting through, going along with it, and it's part of the shift. What's interesting, where I live at, I've been here, this is 2 summers now. And, we talk about this fifth dimensional energy that's taking place on this planet. I was looking in my front yard over the last week, and then all of a sudden, these mushrooms are coming up out the ground. Like they weren't there last year. They weren't, and I just got to thinking because I was talking to my wife about it today. Like, how does that happen? It's like, okay, it wasn't there before. We haven't done anything different as far. We've got the same landscape or this, that, and the other, but now all of a sudden, these mushrooms are popping up. These red, orange-looking type mushrooms, and I'm thinking to myself, is that an indication of or an example of this consciousness or this fifth dimensional energy just changing? I mean, every aspect, even the soil, that's just, it's a small thing, but to me, it's an example of just some of the things that are taking place on our planet. So it's really cool to really see that. And then for me, the other thing, hey, Cassandra, welcome, 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 welcome. The other thing that I'm noticing, and I don't know if you guys have been noticing, have you been starting to see more of the angelic numbers coming up? I know twice today I saw 1111 and 111. It's crazy. In the last couple weeks, these angelic numbers have been showing up more. Have you guys noticed anything like that? And it may not be numbers, it may just be um, signals or some connection that the universe was trying to send to you that, hey, we're locked in, we're synchronized. Have you guys noticed anything like that?
I have.
Okay.
I've seen 111 about 4 times just this week. And I just kind of Googled it because I can't remember all of what the different numbers mean, because last week it was all threes. It was 333s.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just thought it was weird. But after Googling it and seeing what it said, I'm like, interesting. So yeah, I've been experiencing that this week.
Wow. Sam, Candace, you guys haven't noticed anything like that?
Well, I haven't been paying attention the
Yeah, I
past
was
week.
gonna
I feel like
say.
I feel like I've been going through something to where I just haven't been noticing the signs or something, to be
Okay.
honest with you.
No,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. I noticed it because it for a while I wasn't seeing them. And I think most people are obsessed with time. And I remember when I first started seeing the 1111, the 111, like Cassandra was talking about the 333, 444, 555. I'm like, I really got into this. Like, okay, this is kind of cool. Like, and it kind of reassured me in a lot of different ways. Like if I was dealing with a situation that I didn't know which way to go or what direction to go in with a particular situation, I would see this numeric number. And for me, that's confirmation that, hey, be still and be okay. It'll work itself out. So to start to see these numbers show up in the last couple weeks, I'm like Jack, because I feel like I've been really locked in with everything dealing with the universe. I feel like I'm in the flow, and I think that I don't know why they were absent, but it's good to have them back in my energy. And maybe they said, maybe they did it to let me know that, hey, you don't have to rely on these numbers, because I became addicted to the numbers. Like it was like if I went 3-4 days without seeing it, it was like, okay, what's really going on here? So to see that the numbers are coming back, that's pretty cool. So that's something I've noticed in the last, I would say in the last 2 weeks. Twice today I saw 1111, 111. I had finished my workout routine. I um, came in this office, grabbed my phone, clicked it on, and it was 111. I just started smiling. I'm like, wow, that is flat out profound. And every time I see those numeric numbers, I always thank Metatron or thank the universe. I'm really locked in with Metatron. I have a couple other spirit guides, but Metatron is the one I'm locked into. And I'm always, every time I see those numbers, I'm always locked in. So that's kind of cool. Now, the other thing I've been noticing, and I want to talk to you guys about that, the last couple months, and I'm actually putting a podcast together on this. It's called The Shadow Aspect of Who We Are. I've been noticing my shadow more. And it's not I don't want to label it as the bad part of me or this, that, and the other, but the personality that I'm putting this label to, called the shadow. I'm now starting to learn about that part of me a little bit better. And what I've learned over the last couple months is when that shadow figure appears, that personality pops up, how to bring it into the fold and talk through it and keep it moving versus it take over and I lose myself and I just drop right into, ego or the games of the flesh, this, that, and the other. So have you guys noticed anything like that with you guys?
I haven't had, my shadow is a little different than yours.
Okay.
um, um, I did tell Annette I had a session a few weeks ago, and I told her that since I had been embracing my shadow, that it's becoming, like you say, more of a cohesion of self
Mm-hmm.
instead of a separation and like where I'm looking and kind of judging myself. The more I just accept it and love it and embrace it, um, I don't even see it anymore. You know what I mean?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I know it's there because I've embraced it, but it's not as separate, I guess, or as prevalent. It doesn't have as much power. I just feel more centered.
That's a good way to look at it, because that's kind of like what I've been doing when I see it morph up. Now, sometimes I let it run. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Sometimes and I'm like, yeah, go get them. But for the most part, I think probably 85% I have it under control. I think the big part is just being aware that it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like what you said, San, when you notice it, you've kind of like surrounded it with love, embraced it, held its hand. And so now it's not running rogue, so to speak, because mine, there are a few things you can trigger me on, and it's about to bubble up. So but I'm finding ways to calm down, and it's been fun to me. And I think, saying, you hit it on the nail. I've been able to do it without the judgment, anger, resentment. It's been more fun. It's
Yeah.
been, even the time I've let it just lash out, I feel good that I'm able to just grab it, pull it back in, But yeah, I'm working on the this podcast of this because I think we're shapeshifters, and we shift into these different personalities, these different aspects of ourselves, and some of them run rogue. I've had a few that have ran rogue with me, so that's pretty cool. So the last piece I really wanted to talk to you guys about is the last 4 months of this year, and um, some of the things you're thinking about, some of the goals, plans, aspirations that you have for yourself. I feel so good right now, and it's almost as if it's a moment by moment thing, and I'm just totally optimistic about the rest of 2020. I mean, beyond, I think that energetically, I've gotten a little stronger. I don't know if you guys felt that, and stronger may not be the best word to describe it. Um, in my last podcast, I said I believe that we're going from the age of believing to the age of knowing. And I feel that I'm like settling into this knowing aspect that everything is going to work out. And I'm really looking forward to September, October, November, and December. I know things are about to heat up on the planet and get even more polarizing, but I feel as far as my energy and everything that I'm doing for myself, that I'm just rolling. And it's kind of like moving into that Neo stage in the Matrix where, you know, he was a punk at first. He got beat up, this, that, and the other. And then at the end, he's just reading a book while he's just, you know, handling these guys. And I feel that for a lot of us, if we're not already there, we're moving into that aspect of ourselves. Have you guys thought anything about the last 4 months of this year and anything going on with you?
Well, I don't know if I've spent time thinking about it, but I've had to start preparing for it. I mean, I do feel positively about it. I mean, I actually feel like having to homeschool my son in particular is going to be more positive to his educational experience in the long run.
Okay.
Um, he may not like it, and I don't think I'm gonna be all excited. I'm not excited, but I know it's gonna work out. You know, it's gonna be better for him educationally, and then for our relationship. Um, it's going to be interesting, you know. But I am excited though. I am. I think I've just, you know, this is going to force me again to continue to prioritize myself because I have picked up more. And so I've had to put down some vices, some things that were like my shadow self, um, keeping me away from being with me, thinking about me and doing what I have to do with me. And I feel like this situation, this whole thing is forcing me to take more time for myself. So I think that's positive.
That's absolute positive. Yeah. I think the personal time is so important because again, the more we know about who we are individually, the more we know about our truth, our inner truth, and we're able to walk in that, and more importantly, be it. That's where the magic is. So big ups to you. That's awesome. Cassandra, Candace, and you guys want to chime in?
I agree with saying I haven't thought about it that much. Um, for me, I love the time that we have that we supposed to be at home because it has gotten me to a place where all I do is spend time with myself
Okay.
and I enjoy it. So for me, I'm not, I used to be worried about a lot of stuff, but you know, going through what I just got through within less than a year of battling and beating cancer, I don't have a care in the world. I just, whatever comes will come. whatever happens, happens. I'm just gonna make sure my goal is to keep myself focused on loving myself and taking care of myself and being first. Because I used to put everything else, everybody else before
First.
me. And that did not work. I didn't realize it until I realized it. And I was like, okay, that's it. I'm cool. I'm not worried about nothing. I'm not stressed out about nothing. And thank God my kids are grown, because I don't know, I probably wouldn't send mine to school either. I probably would homeschool too. But yeah, I'm not worried or thinking about much other than just feeding my mind and spirit, positive no matter what comes. Because you can't control it.
Nope, you
And
can't.
you have no control over, and you can't change it. It is what it is. So, just happy with whatever happens.
That's cool. And it's kind of, I feel like this year the awakening has just been taking place differently for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's just really cool that we can witness our present moments and be good with self. I remember there was a time in my life I didn't like me. Like literally, I didn't like me at all. And to come out of that and be where I am now and be in the flow. And Cassandra said something that was profound. There's a massive difference when you put yourself first. And we've been taught to always be last in line, to not be this thing called selfish, and so learning that you have to go through, and realizing that no, put yourself first is not selfish. It's like if you're good, nothing else around you is going to be good. It doesn't mean that you're going to neglect your family or this, that, and the other. But I can tell you a number of years, my victim years, and a large part of the victim energy that I felt was the fact that I made the decision to put other people first. I would say, yeah, I'm there, knowing that you ain't supposed to be there. You ain't supposed to say you're going to be there. None of that. So just making that one tweak change the entire game for me. What about you, Candace? Anything you want to talk about on that?
For me, it's just learning to accept things I can't control more. That's what I've been learning throughout this whole situation. And just learning more about me. And I guess I like learning different things. And so I just been putting myself into different books and like learning about different things I wouldn't have learned. I've always wanted to do, but kept putting off because of this whole pandemic. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this later. I'll do it this weekend, but I have all the time to do it now. So I've just been doing all the things I've kind of wanted to, that I've been putting off.
I've been productive pretty much the last 15 years in business, but I can tell you this year I've been the most productive in the midst of the most chaos, believe it or not. And I think what's really cool is just being able to kind of watch your own movie. Like, you're watching your life play out and all these different episodes, which are day to day, that put the whole season together. And just to be able to watch that transformation is huge. And I think that the recognition individually that we're stronger than anything that comes at us. It's kind of like, I don't have anything that I'm fearful of right now. And I don't know if I could have told you that at the beginning of this year, when everything launched, when everything started to fire off. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, there's not a fear that, not even of death. Now, does that mean that I'm trying to leave this planet tomorrow? No, but just understanding the immortality aspect and the eternal aspect of who I am and who you are. It's, and like Sam said, just kind of like going with the flow and not worrying about anything and allowing life to just take place, because I fully embraced the understanding that everything that comes into my energy that I'm aware of, it is there to help me get better. It's there to help me grow. And when you can look at things from that vantage point and respond in the present moment, none of this stuff is, it has no power over us. The illusion is it does. But I think as more and more people start to wake up, which is starting to happen all over the planet, the more things are going to shift. And again, I think we're moving into the hoping and believing, into knowing who we are. So any closing comments? It is about 9:30. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Any closing comments?
Thank you for your time and your efforts, you and Annette. We love you.
Oh,
Right.
thank you. Appreciate that. I love you guys too.
I mean, I couldn't be where I know I was walking the labyrinth today. There's a labyrinth around the corner from my house. And so I ride the bike and I walk the labyrinth, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so thankful that they have this, because iron sharpens iron. And when you're in the world that lacks spiritual focus, it's very easy to just drift right on back into the world of stress and illusion. And so I'm very thankful to you both.
I appreciate that, Sam.
I as well.
Appreciate that, Cassandra.
It keeps me focused. It keeps me focused.
And believe me, Annette and I need you guys as well. There are times that we have our moments. Trust me, none of this stuff is easy. There are a lot of times I'll walk in a room and the whole room just goes dark, you know. But it doesn't happen too often now. But you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, really appreciate you guys, and we will be back here next Thursday. Don't know if I told you guys earlier, I just released a podcast. It's on YouTube if you haven't listened to it. Some pretty good content. And I'm going to be releasing one of those once a week moving forward as we just continue to just keep building the village. So love you guys. Thanks for being here. And look forward to seeing you guys next Thursday at 9 p.m. Okay?
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Talk to you guys soon.
Okay.
Yeah. Good night.
everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.